can't say things like that before we start the show.
Yes, we can.
Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 32 of Joystick Maverick.
What's bracking?
Guess what? Sounds like it's working on YouTube this week. We'll see if my voice is actually working on YouTube this week. It looks like it is here locally, but you never know. Every week it seems to start over again, but this week is brought to you by Tough Wraps, always our sponsor.
Tough Wraps. Yeah. No, I thought I heard you. God damn it. I could have sworn I heard you.
I did it again. Welcome, everybody. Hey, the point was, it was a tough week last week, and I was exhausted just like this week. Here we go again. Welcome to this episode 32, brought to you by Tough Wraps. Yeah, I'm so glad to be back. I think last week was super huge. It was a bunch of content going on, and at the same time, it felt like the Super Bowl was looming. There was Valentine's Day coming up on Monday, this past Monday, and there was just so much happening. Do I do the show? Do I not do the show? Do I just push through it? Do I make myself sick? Locally, where we're at, it was like 70 degrees, and on the weekend, it was like 30 degrees. I'm surprised I made it through. I feel a little phlegmy, a little nasally. Dom, how are you doing?
Dude, I'm telling you, all right, I had a rough week. It's been a rough week. I had a rough last week. I just, real sad that my man Joe Chill didn't win the Super Bowl. Fuck the LA Rams. St. Louis for life. But no, I mean, other than that, dude, work kicked my ass all week, and I just had a really, 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 really rough week. And I'm glad that we took last week off. This week has not been any better. Like, it's just been a and I woke up this morning and I was like, okay, it's Friday. I got a 3-day weekend. And then I looked at it, I was like, fuck, it's Thursday.
Yeah. It's definitely been one of those weeks. And the sucky part is, like, when you go outside and it feels like 60 degrees, 70 degrees, you're like, sweet, spring's here. And then you go, like, inside for a couple hours and it's dark and it's nighttime and you go back outside, you're like, shit, it's 30 degrees again. And then you start looking at the weather and it's freezing in the middle of the night. It's warm in the afternoon for about 16 minutes. And it's just the worst. But for us,
look, I agree with you about that, because I didn't leave the house for like 4 days, and the last time I left the house it was like 22 degrees, and I walked outside today and it was 63, and I was like, why am I wearing a jacket?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird when you don't know how to dress for the day. The best part about our whole situation is working from home, the pandemic and all that stuff. So it's like I can kind of wear shorts whenever I want to, right? It doesn't matter the temperature outside, but sometimes you're trying to get out of the house and it doesn't matter if it's pandemic or not. You try to dress warm in the morning and then you go outside.
Yeah.
And you're like, I guess I got to take all my clothes off now. This is acceptable. I just got to strip, but I guess not. But the Super Bowl Sunday just happened, and although Joe Chill, Joe Cool did not win, the Rams did. Fuck the Rams. Unfortunately,
well, you can't win a Super Bowl when you don't have an offensive line.
Yeah,
how many times did Joe get sacked?
Yeah,
like 8 times.
Let's see. I think it was 12. I think it was a record-breaking or record.
He
12.
He got, especially at the end of the game, got fucked up. My man's got sacked a lot. He's got no protection.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying about the Giants when they're so shitty, is that just don't have an O-line.
Yeah, they don't have an O-line.
If I tell you what, if they don't fix that O-line in like 3 seasons, Joe Burrow's going to be Daniel Jones. So, where do you want to be? You want to be Super Bowl? Or you want to be Daniel Jones? You pick your.
Or Matthew Stafford.
Or Matt
who
Stafford.
won a Super Bowl at the end of his career.
Who literally, yeah. Or Andrew Luck, who quit because he was just like,
right.
I'm tired of getting beat to shit.
Yeah, Andrew Luck got his ass whooped.
I'm out. I'm tired of just being destroyed.
I know.
But no, it was definitely a fun Super Bowl. But what really came out of the Super Bowl for me is things we're going to talk about coming soon. A lot of trailers, a lot of fun stuff.
That was our segue. It was our sports talks for our sports fans.
There you go.
Like, we know football.
We like sports. Sports is good. Touchdown, go
I love
team.
sports.
Actually, I love sports.
Field goal.
I mean, if you don't like sports, you don't like video games, this is not the show for
You shouldn't be watching the show anyway.
If you don't like good triumphing over evil, this is not where you want to be.
Again, it's Black History Month. Be nice.
What does that mean?
You have to be nice to me on Black History Month.
Oh. Well, Mahaffey's not here for that reason. But he might be.
Oh, yeah, because we can't, yeah. Mahaffey's not here for that reason. He's sitting at home like, I'm not a racist, I swear to God.
Yeah, I'm not implying.
I'm an ally.
Oh, shoot. Did I imply that he was a racist? I just mean he was kind of mean to you.
I got a black friend.
His name is Dominic. He's hybrid. He's all the good races.
Right. He's like one of those dudes from Underworld. What?
He's half vampire, half werewolf. That describes me perfectly. Unfortunately, as usual this year, our episodes always start with a death in memoriam. Hopefully not your death. Are you
That's
choking?
why we didn't. Honestly, that's why we didn't have a show last week because no one died.
Yeah. Oh, geez, can't keep the record going. Nobody kicks the bucket.
Right.
Unfortunately, this week is brought to you by the death of Ivan Reitman, the once and always great storyteller. Ghostbusters 2, Meatballs, Stripes, Twins, Kindergarten Cop, etc. This week was actually even more horrible for me because I finally realized, and I saw the screenshot of this, where thanks chat, Michael Mahaffey, I have a black friend.
He does have a black friend.
Yes, you got a friend in me. But yeah, Ivan Reitman passed away. I'm so sorry for his family. Jason, who recently wrote and directed the latest iteration of Ghostbusters Afterlife. Little did I know that at the very end, hang on. There's a banner. Spoiler alert. At the end of that movie, when Spangler is a ghost and grabs the
Tupac.
Totally. Tupac showed up after death, holding on to the basically the nozzle of the proton pack, helping his granddaughter defeat Zool. It was actually Ivan Reitman as the body double for that role. So doubly
that movie
tragic.
Was really good.
Doubly tragic. Yeah, I mean, just I teared up when that happened. Now next time I see him, I cry again.
Yeah,
so
that's tough.
Can't wait.
I love Stripes. I think that was like the first movie I saw boobs in it.
Nice.
Stripes.
Let's see.
Bill Murray.
I don't want to. Man, I don't think you could. I don't think I could say which one was Porky's. Maybe Porky's was the first one.
Were you a child when you saw Porky's? You should not have watched Porky's as a child.
Animal House.
Animal House, yeah.
But
the Titanic.
Paint me like one of your French girls. Yeah, but I'm glad we're talking about boobies. As my other half is in the comments here.
What's your favorite movie that has boobs in it?
I mean, my classic was always American Pie, the original, but that's because that was my era. It's just that was my Porky's. So nothing weird about that. Hopefully, my wife lets me sleep in the bed today. I love you, sweetie. I know you're watching right now and in the comments, so please keep that up. Moving right along. Can't wait to.
I watched American Pie because of the pie scene. That was it.
Oh. You just a glutton for apple pie? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a fetish.
It's Nova is in Casanova. Moving right along. The state of gaming.
Moving right past that.
Yeah, sorry. Usually we start the show off with a negative and we breeze right through it. The state of gaming this week is actually pretty cool. Nintendo Direct was huge. To me, it was huge because there's several things from Nintendo Direct that I played before the previous generations of it. I'm going to read through a couple of the biggest announcements that Mahaffey was kind enough to throw together here in the show notes. We got Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Splatoon 3. That actually, I forgot that there was a game where you had to cover your arena with paint. And that was like a huge flashback moment for me. Nintendo Switch Sports. Wii Sports was life-changing.
That's like dude. I'm trying to bowl. I'm trying to.
That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do is bowl. Many a drinking game were created from just that one mini game in Wii Sports. So thank God it's got a brand new edition in Nintendo Switch Sports. Mario Strikers, that looked pretty cool. I got a very much like NFL Blitz kind of vibe from that.
That's how the Mario like sports games are. They're very much like that, over the top, especially with Mario Tennis and Mario Golf. They're all dope as fuck.
Hell yeah. No Man's Sky is finally dropping on the Switch, which there's I think we saw an announcement today that there's a new expansion coming out.
Like a big one.
Yeah. So like
what the fuck is Sean Murray doing, man?
I have no idea. Idea.
Talk about a Cinderella story, man. Fucking comeback story.
Hell yeah.
That game was a shit show when it came out, and now it's like exceptional.
I mean, you gotta get the MVP out there. If you wait till it's perfect, you've waited too long, right? I think Guy Kawasaki said that.
If they had waited till that was perfect, it'd have been like fucking 25 years.
Hell yeah, man. Here we are. Like I think the first time I heard about that was like 5 years ago. It's ridiculous. Fire Emblem Warriors is dropping in June. Kirby and the Forgotten City. I actually got super hyped about that. As you know,
I love Kirby.
We've talked about Kirby a bunch. His new copy abilities and how they're upgradable is actually super exciting. From the throwing like ring blades to hucking volcanoes and just growing snowmen and all that kind of shit. I'm excited about that game. I don't own a Switch, but this Nintendo Direct kind of makes me want to snatch one immediately. Portal and Portal 2, they've been around for ages. Mario Kart
That's
Deluxe.
Great, though, that they're coming to fucking Switch, though. Those are incredible games. That's really cool that they're doing that. Hopefully they do the gyroscope so that you can fucking and shoot the portals. That would be cool as shit.
I think it'll actually expand Portal to like a younger generation. I know like
PC
for sure. and Steam, like that's
I think that came out when we were working together.
Portal 2. Yeah, hell yeah.
Portal 2 came out when we were working together. I know that.
For sure. Mario Kart Deluxe Booster Course Pass.
What the fuck is this about?
So what's kind of... Dude, did you see this? They're dropping like 6 batches. Dude, yeah.
48 fucking courses. It's like, no, we're not making the new Mario Kart.
Like we're actually dropping 48 new courses, 6 courses per batch. Or sorry, 6 batches, 8 tracks per batch. So all the way into 2023. So that's kind of neat. I think if you already got the game dope. And you're going to get all this extra, that's pretty fantastic. Starting March 18th,
I thought all the Mario Kart courses were in fucking Mario Kart already. I'll be honest. I didn't know what was left. I didn't realize that there were fucking 50 courses left.
Well, I think
that's insane.
You have to have the subscription to get these. Isn't that correct? You can't just have the game. You've got to be $50 a year or $80 a year, whatever it is. And then Metroid Dread, it gets rookie mode, which is basically like, hey, you got this shield build up every time you actually kill something, you get a shield, and then of course
I'm all about it.
The one hit kill, like that's
not that.
I'm out.
No,
I'm not that good.
And we're gonna talk about it in the next game. I don't like hard games because I like to enjoy my game. Like my buddy Jake, who I work with. So shout out Jake.
What up, Jake?
He didn't play video games much when we started working together a couple of years back, and now he's like, he bought my PS4 Pro from me, and like I was signed into my PlayStation account, and I had like everything that came out, and I was like, dude, just fucking play it. I don't care. He like plays everything on the hardest mode, and he was like, he bought a Switch and he played Breath of the Wild on master mode, and I'm like, you fucked? Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. No, I'm definitely...
Give me rookie mode.
I'm definitely all about rookie mode. To me, it's about the story, getting through it, having fun. I've already got low self-esteem because I give it to myself. I don't need a game to like hammer it home. You know what I'm saying? You suck.
That's what being married's for.
Yeah, boy.
Your spouse tell you how much you suck.
I love it. Matthew just shouted out Portal 2 is one of his favorite games. Hell yeah, boy. We were all there, same time, same planet.
We were.
Let's see. Next up, Sifu. All right. Once again, this is a kung fu student sets out to fulfill a lifelong vendetta, hunt down and defeat the 5 assassins who brutally murdered his family. The game is set in a modern Chinese city and is mostly grounded in reality, though magic exists in the world, as the protagonist possesses a magical talisman that revives him whenever he suffers a fatal injury in combat, with the downside being that he ages a specific number of years with each resurrection and will eventually die once the talisman's magic is used up. But you got this game.
I did. I bought
Talk
it.
to me, Goose.
It's hard as fuck, bro. It's so fucking hard.
I lean back for like a long, like overarching
so
description
fucking
what
hard.
happened. You're like, it's
hard as fuck. It's so goddamn hard, dude.
Is there like a normal
Like
mode?
it's fun.
Or like
It's so much. No, there's not yet.
It's just
they
like,
are putting in like the easy, like they are putting in like accessibility features and like difficulty options, which is part of the reason why I bought it, because I was honestly gonna skip it, because again, I don't like hard games. Like, I'm fucking 34 years old, dog. Like, I got shit to do. I can't be over there playing Halo on the Legendary campaign, dying fucking 400 times in a night. I'll never see the end of the goddamn campaign.
See, that's kind of the thing I think we're going to slowly start realizing in our age. Our reflexes aren't quite there, you know?
So,
their
shout out
decision-making skills.
Glenn,
we don't know all these different tricks, but...
friend of the show, Michael Glenn. He was the biggest proponent of play everything on the hardest fucking difficulty. Then the Mage Tower came back from World of Warcraft, and he was like, "Fuck, this is too hard."
I mean,
and I cooked him. I was like, "Oh, so you a bitch? Oh, so you baby games?"
Well, there's merit in it. I think there's if you keep playing on the hard mode, you keep yourself sharp, you keep your wits about you. And then eventually you downgrade. The minute you downgrade, it's like that's when you start to slow down. But I guess, you know, to each their own. There's things I'm just really great at. I like my first person shooter. I can anticipate movements.
Drinking.
Just you know, well, that too. But that's more of a solo sport game. Like, you know, I might be out and about with other people, but really, I'm doing it against myself. It's like golf. I know where I'm at.
You're keeping score.
Yeah. I'm not really playing against you. I'm just. What's my handicap tonight?
Just say that. 0.
Hey,
dog.
I got 25 majors in drinking by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Give me that green jacket, bitch.
Let's go. Next up, Horizon Forbidden West drops tomorrow. I put this in here.
I can't wait.
Versus coming up because it's literally, we've talked about this like 5 times. It's coming tomorrow. I think at midnight, right? Like EST. It's not even like wait until Pacific time.
Yeah.
So
3.5 hours from now.
Roll it if you got it. I don't have a PS anything, so this is one of those games I'm just gonna have to like watch the reviews and kind of be jealous of and hope.
You haven't even played the first one yet.
No.
Our goal for 2022 is getting you at least something that is currently this year.
Look, I'm getting something currently this year in the next topic. Okay, it's coming very, very soon, a couple of weeks from now, and just like everybody else, I will be on like the 15th tier, and I'll get it eventually. But I hope everybody enjoys Horizon Forbidden West. There's a bunch of buzz about it. I'm going to still watch all the reviews. But the next topic, Steam Deck. I will be getting one of these motherfuckers. I will be playing it the minute it drops. I watched the Linus Tech Tips breakdown of the hardware. Granted that obviously the embargo for the software, I say obviously. The reason this is kind of a buzz again about a week out before it drops is because the hardware embargo was lifted. So people can start ripping them apart, looking at the inside, look at the guts, and throw it online or in articles and blogs, things like that. The software embargo is still underway, but what we got to see was the snappiness of the buttons. We had to see the really up close what the joysticks look like, all that kind of stuff. And then on LTT, he actually ripped it apart right next to another game console. I can't remember the name of it. Well, look, we got Clock in the comments here. And Michelle let me know that she just likes to pick up treasure. Yes, that's the main. Honestly, like that's one of the main reasons I want to get like a Switch. It's just so a lot of those games are kind of like Pokemon, for instance. That's one of those games where you just go around collecting things and gotta catch them all. But the hardware for this game, gotta catch them up. But for this, I was actually kind of excited about it. It sounded like, based on all the external readings it can get, right? We're talking about temperature, the noisiness of the fan, the longevity of the battery life, things like that. It seems pretty awesome for a handheld. I'm getting a lot of the same like nostalgic hype feelings I had for the original PSP. like, oh my god, this is gonna be in my hand. I'm gonna have all these games at my disposal. But this is obviously leaps and bounds ahead of that, not just from the screen, the mechanics involved, but I no longer have a UHD disc. I got to shove in the back of it and then load. I get to download directly.
Shout out the PSP, dog.
I get to directly download to the device and play the game. So finally, I'll be on the at least part of the inside talking about what's going on versus like my constant just watching reviews and speaking hypothetically to it. So over that.
I'm excited for the Steam Deck. I had a Steam Link when that was a thing. I can't hate there you go.
Steam
Link.
Steam
Link
okay.
was, yeah, that thing was fucking useless. And the Steam controller, which was like fucking useless. This looks cool. Let me tell you, the more that I hear you and friend of the show, Taryn Podnito Sam Burson, talk about this, the more I'm like, cool, I'm going to be really stoked when you guys have one and I can watch it. And I'm also going to be really stoked in 3 years when it's like $49.99, like the fucking N-Gage, because no one bought it, and then I'll be able to get one of them. Just kidding. It'll be cool.
N-Gage, gosh, that dust off some gray cells. That was the cell phone plus gaming device, right? The N-Gage.
Yeah, dog. Come on, fucking ahead of its time.
Yeah,
that was when we worked at GameStop. We were selling that.
Yeah, dude.
You want an N-Gage?
You want an N-Gage? Pre-order it now. How much is it gonna cost? Oh, it's not that much. Just $500.
$500. You can buy it with your Zune.
I had one of those too. Damn, that's
me too. I had the Halo one.
Nice.
The Halo 3 one.
Yeah, but the different. I had a
green
one.
The green with the
Shit was gross.
Store manager I know got fired because like 8 Zunes got stolen from the back room. I'm like, they're gonna be useless in fucking 3 weeks anyways.
The only time I ever had a store manager almost get fired was, well, it wasn't even a store manager, it was me, because I happened to be physically in the store every time somebody walked straight up to the Game Boy Advance that was on a display at the front of the store.
And just took it?
Well, yeah, because somebody had a T6 drill bit, and just really great grip strength, and unscrewed the security screw on the back of it and walked straight out the door. Well, what am I doing? They're sitting there playing with it for like 2 minutes. Huge hands on this thing, but really they're just slowly unscrewing the security screw behind it, and then walked right out the front door. I was like, oh, whoops. Oh, well.
My Sidekick LX got stolen at Military Circle Mall. Shout out Military Circle Mall.
The Sidekick. I mean, flip that thing out.
Apparently you sold drugs if you had that phone. That was according to Ashley. She said, just in case you didn't know, you sold drugs if you had a Sidekick. I said, I didn't sell drugs.
What was the phone that Kelly used in that Destiny's Child video? Or was it?
It wasn't a fucking phone. It was Excel.
That's what it was. Yeah, it wasn't even text. Like
it was on the.
Over.
It was on the. It was the Nelly video.
Yeah,
over and over again.
That's it. God, those were the times. Those are the times. And what's funny is nobody spotted it. We're just like, oh damn, she's got some futuristic shit.
Is this bitch texting in Excel? Is she doing a goddamn macro? Is she doing a VLOOKUP? How's she gonna send that message?
She's texting 16 people at the same time. That's how it works. But coming soon this week, man, I'm really excited because again, we have the Super Bowl. Thus, that means a bunch of commercials. Well, I
need to get very serious about the next topic.
The Rings of Power. Lord of the Rings, huge, dude, that teaser trailer was awesome. Obviously, you and
35 seconds of fucking hype.
Dog. You shared that Vanity Fair article with me, which, by the way, read a novel. It was just stupid long, but there were so many high-res pictures in it. It actually kind of got me hyped for the teaser because there were so many of the same touch points from that Vanity Fair.
Yeah.
In that teaser, and dude, I
Lord of the Rings fans
wait.
are just as bad as fucking Star Wars fans.
Oh, you mean as far as being
they're
like,
just as bad. They're like,
the books.
Elrond has feathery hair. There are no black people in Middle Earth. The dwarf bitch should have a beard. Like fuck off.
Yeah.
This shit's gonna be fucking tight. Are you kidding me? We're getting young Galadriel. We're getting young Elrond. We're getting Celebrimbor. We're getting Durant. We're getting all of it. We're literally getting everything that we want. And everybody's like, oh man, the CGI looks shitty. I'm like, the CGI doesn't look shitty.
Looks pretty
Stop
great
being
to
an
me.
asshole.
Looks pretty great to me.
It's also Black History Month. Stop talking about fucking black elves like that. Dude looks sick.
You know why there aren't any black elves? Because they don't want to fucking talk to you. You don't see any black elves
elf, black dwarf.
because they don't want to see you either. Shout out to the chat. Our guy in the chair, Mahaffey. Didn't Veronica Mars have a sidekick?
And she sold drugs.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Shimona.
I just started watching Veronica Mars with Ashley a couple of months ago, and it's really good.
That doesn't surprise me at all, and not in a bad way. Like I feel like there's several old shows that I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll go back and watch that.
It has Elliot from Just Shoot Me in it. It's fucking awesome.
My wife,
Just Shoot Me,
member of the chat right now, shared a clip from the show So Weird. I think it was on Disney from back in the day. It was all paranormal. Yeah. And I didn't at the time. I didn't realize that as a kid. But like the mother of the main character, she's actually the singer who sings the main theme song. And I didn't catch it. I'm sitting like she's a fairly famous country singer, and there she is singing the theme song, and I'm like, who's this mom? Why does she look familiar? As a kid, now I'm like, oh duh. But
Jason
So
Momoa
Weird.
was in fucking Baywatch, dog. Mans is in Baywatch. That's where he got his start.
Jason Momoa is going to be mentioned later on in this episode.
That's what I heard.
For a great reason. It's going to be great. I'm definitely throwing the spoiler banner on that one because I know you're not going to watch this show unless begrudgingly you watch it later. But, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm just going to watch clips on TikTok of it.
Yeah, you have no choice. Scroll. Fuck. Spoiled. That's literally why I had to watch it this morning before I
John
did
Cena's
anything
in
else.
another movie coming up.
Is it another Transformers movie?
Fucking hell. Dude, we don't have this in the show, but let me tell you something. The fact that they're doing Beast Wars as a trilogy, my 11-year-old fucking self is like, yeah.
You remember getting up at 6 a.m. to watch Beast Wars before school? Like,
fuck yeah. Are you fucking kidding
dude.
me? Oh my God, dude. That was my shit.
I love the fact that nobody realizes that at the end of Beast Wars, they found the actual Autobots in like a cave. Like the Autobots were there the whole time. And then Megatron actually killed Optimus Prime and it broke time. That ended the show. I hope that's how we end this whole Transformers movie thing. It's just Megatron wins. Game over.
Fuck yeah. He was a dinosaur, dog, and then he turned into a dragon. When he was a Transmetal. Like, fuck Optimus Primal, dog. He was a monkey, dude. He was a goddamn gorilla. Megatron was a fucking T-Rex, dog.
Who turned into
Fuck
a dragon? God, I love this
Fuck
show.
out of here, bro.
Next
Absolutely.
up, Moon Knight, another big trailer
Knight
during
looks
the
dope.
Super Bowl. It looks awesome. You're right. I think we talked about this already before with Ethan Hawke and
Yeah,
Jason.
he looks great.
Isaacs. First name. Oscar Isaacs.
Oscar.
We got to see a little glimpse of Mr. Knight, which is dope.
Yeah.
Got that little like the suit
tie.
on. Yeah, it looks a little more dapper. And I honestly haven't really read much of any of the Moon Knight comics, but I'm super stoked.
Me
about
neither.
it. So like Moon Knight, Mr. Knight, plus Moon Knight, obviously the Batman of the tale. But Mr. Knight, I don't know what situation that guy's supposed to be in, but I hope he beats the shit out of people like Loki with his staff. Like just
Mike Mahaffey and I, like 3 nights ago, we were up till like 11 o'clock at night texting about, and we'll talk about it at the end of the show, Doctor Strange. But one thing that came up was Oscar Isaac. And we could, honestly, you could put Oscar Isaac, Pedro Pascal, and Florence Pugh in anything, and I'd watch it right now. Like literally,
That's fair.
That's fair. Oscar Isaac has a beard in fucking Dune, and I was like, good lord. Pedro Pascal in The Mandalorian. All you hear is this goddamn voice, and you're like, fuck. Mm-hmm. And then don't even get me started on Florence Pugh. Midsummer,
flow.
Hawkeye, Black Widow, Little Women, even like
there you go. Oh man,
Cooking with Florence Pugh, like
that was definitely those three in particular. I think they can do But even like the first time I saw what's his name, Oscar Isaac's just using chopsticks to eat Cheetos, I was like, damn it, I've gone 33 years of my life, and I've just used these little claw grabbers that I've got right here, and just constantly peeled off layers of skin trying to get the Cheetos off my fingers. And this man's out here.
I just use the bag.
Just living in the future.
And I just let it fall into my mouth so I don't get Cheeto dust all over my hand.
Cascade in your mouth. You're like, if it falls on the floor, Anakin will get it.
Yeah, fuck it. That's what the NSA is looking at when they're looking at my fucking camera. They're like, oh, there's Tom eating fucking flaming hot Cheetos right out the bag again.
It's better that he's not jerking off. I don't know if it is. But no, I'm definitely looking forward to Moon Knight, and hopefully Marvel doesn't cancel our accounts because of this show, but we'll see.
It'll be all right.
Next up, the trailer for Lightyear got me hyped.
It looks cool.
Mainly because, like, you're seeing a transition throughout the whole trailer of the suits he's wearing. So, like, you can kind of glimpse a little bit of the storyline. Not necessarily the exact storyline, but like the traversal through time, right? The suit he's wearing at the very beginning of the trailer is very kind of like loosey-goosey, womp, womp, womp. It's very much like a test pilot. Then now we're seeing this. If you're seeing the picture now here on live on YouTube, you can see it's very much the stereotypical Buzz Lightyear costume from Toy Story. He's got this little robotic puppy that thing is definitely going to be like the comic relief of the movie, I'm sure. I was kind of hoping it would be voiced by Tom Hanks as like an inside joke, but because it
my
definitely
favorite deputy.
It sounds a lot like Tom Hanks, although it's not him. But the cadence is very similar. The pitch and tone is similar, so that's, to me, I think it was on purpose. But in the trailer, when that little cat's like, "Hey Buzz, you want some nighttime music or like sounds? I can do like ocean waves or whales." Or he's like, "No, white noise is fine." And all of a sudden, this robot cat just opens its mouth and it's just like, that shit was unnerving, but at the same time hilarious. So I'm looking forward to what this has to hold. I think honestly, it's going to be a good time all the way around. So
yeah, I agree. It looks cool. Even
if it's just Chris Evans filling some contractual obligation to Disney, he's not gonna take it lightly. So, and here we go. Let's talk about Drew Barrymore.
This is where Drew Barrymore got her start. Fucking Firestarter.
And obviously, if you're watching right now and you're above the age of 20, you're probably like, or above the age of, I don't know,
30.
You gotta be. You know what we're talking about. But if you're below the age of 30, you're like, what? Drew Barrymore was in the first Firestarter, a film based off of Stephen King's book Firestarter, and this is looking pretty freaking awesome.
It looks fucking cool, dude. I can't wait.
For those that don't know, a young man must protect his daughter after she develops pyrokinesis and is hunted down by a secret government agency that intends to capture and control her. Zac Efron is the dad, which is...
I was just going to ask, who's the goddamn dad? And I was like, it's Zac Efron. We are that old, Ernie, that we went from High School Musical Zac Efron to him being a dad.
We're that old that we went from E.T. Drew Barrymore, Firestarter Drew Barrymore, to Santa Clarita Diet Drew Barrymore. Like, what?
Oh, man.
And here she is. Here's a new movie. The trailer looks great. I think, obviously, the tale is old as time. She's going to blow everybody to pieces. I just hope, we get a little bit of a twist of an ending. Not the same exact thing we just got from the previous version of the book itself. But I hope it... I honestly would love if this somehow turned into, she's also an X-Men. Just shows up in the MCU. Right. Just roasting people. It'd be great.
I like these Stephen King remakes that have come out recently. This looks cool. I liked it for what it was. Pet Sematary was okay. It felt like it dragged on a little bit. But what the fuck? What was I fucking thinking of? There was one I was legitimately just thinking of, and I was like, oh, it was pretty good. Carrie was good. I liked Carrie with Chloe Grace Moretz. Is that Stephen? Yeah, Stephen. Yeah, that's Carrie. Carrie is Stephen King.
I think the other one, it might be Stephen King, might not. I believe it's called The Stand. It was a show on TNT.
I heard that's really good.
Michelle and I watched that. James Marsden, Alexander Skarsgård,
That's my boy.
Nice. The chat just shouted out Prodigy because of the song Firestarter. Great song. Great song.
Love Prodigy.
When I was in World War II, they called me Spitfire. But yeah, definitely going to be. Wow. Firestarter. Yeah. By the way, trying to find a good picture for this movie, I got nothing but Drew Barrymore's face and nothing but that crazy fucking lead singer from Prodigy. So shout out the chat for that
Hell
one.
yeah,
Because
dude.
that guy's makeup and his little like horny hair, classic.
Hell yeah.
Next up, this is hopefully.
Okay, hang on. Listen.
You know, you're getting chills. I got the clip watching this trailer.
Dude, I was at full mast when Laura Dern,
like a
and
flagpole,
Sam Neill, and fucking like a diamond in an ice storm. Laura Dern, Sam Neill, and Jeff Goldblum were on screen together. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Nature finds a way, bro.
Bro, why do they always got to make it bigger? God damn, this movie looks so good. You could take Chris Pratt out of this movie. I don't fucking care. You can replace him with anybody.
The whole, for me, the whole right side of the screen just much.
Fuck. I don't fucking care.
Just call it Jurassic World Geriatrics, and I would watch this.
Okay. Laura Dern and Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum look fucking great. They have aged like fine wine.
Yes. Yes.
It looks so cool. Jurassic World Dominion looks awesome.
Well, when Sam Dern walked into that freaking tent and looked at her and they said their names to each other, I got the klimt. I watched it 3 more times, and then the 4th time I watched it with my wife. She got the klimt. I'm like, I know, right? I'm gonna be in a movie theater with a bunch of kids like dinosaurs. I love it. T-Rex, crying like a baby. But yeah, should be fun. Hopefully, it's not. I think it's gonna be. I mean, if they have any respect for the source material, and I don't mean the Michael Crichton book. I mean, obviously, the original film from 1996. It's going to be, hopefully, the best.
Can you imagine living in San Diego, California? No. Living in San Diego, California when The Lost World came out?
Oh, man. No.
As a child, I lived in San Diego when The Lost World came out. And there's a T-Rex terrorizing Coronado. I lived on fucking Coronado. I was fucking terrified. Also, Mike Mahaffey, fuck you. We know that song came out 20 years ago. We're all old. We know.
And then Michelle right behind him. It's the Firestarter. I wish I had like a button to just start playing that song right anymore. Because it's that good. They don't have to. You just show up. Hey, the Prodigy concert. Okay, great. Everybody shows up. It's just a playlist. They hit play and they walk off the stage.
It's like a Dead Mouse concert.
Exactly. But no, so the premise of this is actually 4 years after the destruction of Isla Nublar, which is the original island. Dinosaurs now live and hunt alongside humans all over the world. This fragile balance will reshape the future and determine once and for all whether human beings are to remain the apex predators on a planet they now share with history's most fearsome creatures.
Yep. Give it to me.
I love it.
Love dinosaurs.
I love it.
Love dinosaurs.
All day. All right. And now, my next favorite film coming out soon, The Adam Project. Have you seen the trailer?
Name. The worst name for a movie ever. Has nothing. Like, I was like, Ashley and I were going through trailers and we were like, what's the fucking Adam Project? And then we watched it and we're like, this looks fucking awesome.
I know, right?
What a terrible name.
It's pretty much like, I feel like the casting director was like, what are my people from the Marvel Universe doing right now? Nothing? I got you.
Just waiting for the next movie. Just bring them all.
I'm going to bring Zoe Saldana. I'm going to get Mark Ruffalo. I'm going to get Jennifer Garner and Ryan Reynolds. And we're going to make a new movie. Okay, what's it called? It's called The Adam Project. It's about a time-traveling pilot who teams up with his younger self and his late father to come to terms with his past while saving the future. It looks fun, man. I think the visual effects look good. Obviously, this takes all the time cop rules and fucking ignores them.
Oh,
you know, where you can't touch yourself. Because there's definitely going to be like grabbing him. Like when the kid goes to faint and he's like, where are you going? And grabs him. Immediately you're like, okay, guess those rules are bullshit. There's going to be no
Did you ever
time
read-
paradoxes, but I guess it would be fun.
Did you ever read the book Armada
Did I read?
by Ernest Cline? Look, I
He
read
wrote
books.
Look,
okay?
he wrote Ready Player One, but I did not read
Right.
Armada.
He also wrote a book called Armada, which the premise of it is that aliens are invading. His dad's been dead since he was a kid. And Top Gun is government propaganda prepping us for an alien invasion. Pretty much the whole premise of the movie or the book. Very, very shittily written, horribly written book.
Well,
very entertaining.
Not all
This
Ernie's
movie
are great,
gives me
you know?
This movie gives me very Armada vibes, and I'm like, oh man, I'm fucking into that because I listened to the book in one sitting on Audible. I listened to it in one sitting, start to finish, on a drive from Maryland to St. Louis. When I was going back and forth between Maryland and St. Louis when Ashley was living there.
What
and
I
we
hope
were moving to Maryland.
I hope this movie has the same a little bit like how we were kind of underestimating it a bit is like
Yeah.
There was a film that came out a couple of years ago. It had Kristen Stewart as the older sister. It had the
Twilight.
No, it had PETA, the actor who plays PETA. He was younger as a brother, and there was a younger brother. They got lost in space. Their home was floating in space, and Dax Shepard's in it. Oh my gosh, chat's gonna kill me for this one.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Dax Shepard shows up as a.
I know what you're talking about. She's like she's got like a bald head, like Chris. It's like an alien.
No, it's called Zathura.
Kristen Stewart was in Zathura?
Yeah, she's the older sister who gets frozen.
No, absolutely not. I'm not buying that.
Googs.
I'm
go to
doing
Googs.
this right now.
Zathura.
I saw Zathura is a sequel to Jumanji, right?
Is it?
It is.
Oh, that's awesome. Here we go. Oh, first picture. Thank you, Kristen Stewart. You
no
frozen
fucking
ass
shit.
bitch.
She is the guy.
Yes.
I love how you said a movie that came out a couple of years ago.
2005. 2005. When you're 35, a couple of years ago, it's like half a decade. All right, so Josh Hutcherson, Jonah Bobo, Dax Shepard, Tim Robbins, Kristen Stewart, Frank Oz. Yeah, okay, I'm right. Whatever. The point is, it reminds me of that because it was such like I was Zathura is going to be definitely a kids movie, and you watch it and you're like, this shit's awesome. Like it was such a crazy fun movie. I'm hoping it's the same.
It's essentially a spiritual successor to Jumanji.
And then we had Jumanji: The Next Level with The Rock.
Yeah, whatever.
AKA Black Adam. But
Mike Mahaffey, cool. Armada is a complete ripoff of The Last Starfighter, just so you know.
Oh, I love Last Starfighter.
Yeah, Last Starfighter is great. Complete ripoff of The Last Starfighter. It's also a ripoff. There was something else that it's a complete rip. Ernest Cline has not had an original thought in any book that he has ever written.
I mean, listen. Ernie's got some good things. He's got what he calls a collaboration mind. You know, he puts all his favorite things into one, and he calls it Ready Player One.
Did you read Ready Player One? I liked Ready Player One. Did you read Ready Player Two?
Not Ready Player Two. No, I have Ready Player One. I read the first two chapters, and I was like, okay, I've seen this. It's called the movie. I just watched like 16 times. Ready Player Two. I had the first edition in my hands, and I was just like, I'm good. I don't read.
It's not bad.
I'll see it when it comes out in theaters, maybe. We'll see. How many more Steven Spielberg plugs can we get in there?
I would say Ready Player One is actually worth watching, at least, or reading at least.
At least once. All right, fine.
Can we talk about the next movie? Because the next movie I'm so fucking excited for.
I'm jumping to that now.
God.
Residents of an isolated town who witness a mysterious and abnormal event. I could have given this description for this movie. Thanks, screenwriters. Nope, just dropped that trailer.
This looks so fucking sweet, dude.
It looks awesome.
I love Jordan Peele's movie. Jordan Peele is an exceptional filmmaker. Get Out, Us, both incredibly good movies. Us less than Get Out. Get Out was a masterpiece. It's one of my favorite movies. Daniel Kaluuya, Lakeith Stanfield. And we're gonna talk about Lakeith Stanfield in a little bit, but yeah, dude, it was incredible.
I definitely like the parts of the trailer to me that were intriguing. Were not just obviously I appreciate the beginning where it's like, you know, her family was been in horse riding from the beginning of cinema, like just the that bit of history in Black culture, which was awesome. I think it puts us in a frame of mind and in a state where we can understand the pride that's involved with this character, right? Immediately we understand that she's strong, she's independent, and she's ready to do whatever she has to. And then you start throwing at her like these weird ass clouds that have just kind of murderous capabilities.
So fucking cool, dude.
Even the screenshot I got up on screen right now, which is just a cloud, but what looks like one of those car lot kind of here's a rope with some flags on it kind of thing, just trailing behind it. I get a lot of like It vibes from that. I love it. I can't wait to see.
This is like if Signs was really good.
Yeah, Signs without the anti-Semitism. Agreed. Next up.
Wait, nope. Looks like 90 minutes of people. Fuck you, Mike Mahaffey. It's Black History Month. You can't talk about black creators like that.
Yeah, we already had a movie where people were looking up the whole time. It's called Don't Look Up.
Right, and that was made by white people, so
yeah, it's
you
different.
Can have that.
It's different, Mahaffey. It's different. But next up, thanks to Mahaffey for dropping this one. Chippendale Rescue Rangers gets not necessarily a reboot, but like a sequel it deserves. I saw this trailer, man, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I got all kinds of emotional about it because Dale getting it's Dale, right? The goofy one with the with the Magnum PI outfit. Where he gets the CGI operation and make him CGI versus 2D was hilarious. That's a great call out. Plus, you got Lonely Island and all those voice actors and Seth Rogen being a goofy looking CGI Viking dwarf thing. Fantastic. Yep. I can't wait to see where this goes. I loved the show as a kid. I can't wait to see how they try to expand on that, right?
Yeah,
Comic-Cons and all that stuff.
I love John Mulaney so much.
I'm glad he made it through his recovery. Hold strong.
And then knocked up Olivia Munn and then left her.
David Tennant's in this. Keegan-Michael Key's in it. Tim Robinson.
Andy Samberg's in it, dude.
J.K. Simmons. This Flula Borg, by the way, is secretly becoming one of my most
hilarious. Ever since the live Prude Girl video I saw of him, where he was getting interviewed by Milana Weintraub and Stevie Nelson, and he was just awkward and hilarious. Incredible. I love Flula Borg.
I love him personally. I really didn't know about him until Pitch Perfect. And then, of course, him playing Javelin and the second Suicide Squad. Yep. Like, every time I see him in interviews, he's very much like, the stand-up comedian to kind of point out the obvious for American culture. But, he clearly lives here. And he's enjoying it enough. But he's always like, you guys do things weird here. I'm like, yeah, but that's why you like it, I think. Like, it's a little bit more, it's upside down for you. All right, but lightning round this week is going to be a little bit different. So I'm not going to do the funny voice because it hurts. Also, there's way too many things for me to read, and I'm just going to try to rattle through things, and you're not going to get.
And I'm going to be putting in quips.
Whatever. Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to be quipping.
Yeah, I needed a backup dancer or a backup singer, and you know what, a hype man, if you will. And Dominic, you will always be my hype man for this. So
absolutely.
Let's rock that roll, baby. Lightning round. Here we go. Grand Theft Auto 6 confirmed.
Who the fuck cares? Let's smell.
Google is trying to salvage Stadia tech while pivoting away from being a gaming service.
The sky is also blue, just so we know. We're saying things that are fucking just true. Let's go.
Rupert Friend will play the Grand Inquisitor in the upcoming Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi series.
Absolutely. 100% on board with that. He's incredible.
So stoked. Charlie Hunnam, Djimon, Hounsou, Doona Bay, and Ray Fisher. Please excuse any accents that were accidentally there to join Rebel Mooncast by Zack Snyder. Let's go.
Absolutely. Ready for that.
Official date for Obi-Wan Kenobi is May 25th.
Yeah, original Star Wars release date. Here for that as well.
Yes, sir.
John Williams wrote the song for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just so you know.
Yes. Netflix to remove Daredevil and other Marvel shows on March 1st. I wonder why.
Again, the sky's blue. Disney owns fucking Marvel.
And then the next topic says Disney preps plans for Netflix's Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and co. as it sets to regain control of Marvel series. Yeah, that's right. The grass grows. Grass grinders.
Notice how Iron Fist is not mentioned anywhere in any of this.
On purpose. That was like a oopsies. Star Wars: The Old Republic: Legacy of the Sith just dropped the trailer. Look good.
Looks dope. Apparently, it's terrible.
Well, the cinematic is fine. Let's just move on.
This cinematic's great.
Wonder Twins is coming to as a DC movie in the works with Adam Zietkel. Too many consonants in a row, bro. Adam S is to write and direct. You try to pronounce
that we don't fucking care about.
You try to pronounce
DC, stop making movies no one fucking cares about.
Wonder Twins. It's going to be a teen movie. Evidently, this guy is notorious for writing teen-level films. It makes sense. Warner Brothers swings back at duplicitous Village Roadshow over Matrix streaming suit. Long story short, Village Roadshow doesn't want to pay the bill. Lord of the Rings anime is slated for April 2024 release, and Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit film/gaming rights are actually up for sale.
War of the Rohirrim looks awesome. Really excited about that. Whoever buys the fucking Lord of the Rings stuff needs to make a sequel to Shadow of War.
I think we all know that.
That's all I got to say about that.
Amazon will probably buy that. I mean, let's be real.
Oh yeah. I mean, they got the shows. I mean, they got fucking capital.
And then on top of that, BioShock for the second time around is going to get a shot at being a movie. At least this time it's from Netflix. So we'll probably
so it's going to suck.
One. Who made the recent Netflix? Resident Evil film? Because that was actually pretty great. Did you get to see that?
The live action one?
The brand new one that just came out like 2 weeks ago?
The live action one that just came out a couple weeks ago.
I enjoyed it. I loved it. I liked it.
It looked awful when I watched the trailer.
All right, well,
I'm excited. Okay,
when I go Resident Evil,
I'm gonna watch it.
I have to turn off all the past 4 movies of Resident Evil movies. This was definitely more similar to the actual gameplay.
Okay, I'm cool.
Like Raccoon City isn't like this huge metropolis. It's kind of like a dingy ass truck stop town. It was great. Take the time.
Real quick,
you know where to
I would
look
just like
for
to
it.
say, Michelle Hawkins, thank you for keeping chat alive tonight.
I'm here too.
Also,
Amazon,
Mike Mahaffey,
yes.
We all know that Amazon is buying it. You're 35 minutes too late.
That's so lightning round. Those are all the headlines, but I will go back a little bit to that point. Mahaffey's definitely probably right. So like the estate is trying to sell all that stuff, the filming gaming rights. I know that the rights for that stuff to New Line Films with Peter Jackson and all that is up. There was like a statute that really was in play where they stopped making content for it and it ran out. Robbie Mell is in the new Resident Evil. Yes, he is. Yes,
Does he play fucking Chris Redfield or Leon Kennedy?
I think he plays Leon.
Okay. Right. I'll watch it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I know. Happy. Give you 2 cents. It was definitely fun. It was definitely It was creepy as shit. Watch it in the dark. You'll enjoy it. It was fun.
Mike doesn't watch scary movies,
but it wasn't terrifying. It wasn't like if you play the games, you know what's going to happen.
The remake of 2 was fucking terrifying.
Yeah. But no, it was definitely so. The Lord of the Rings, all that stuff is up for sale, and there was a small the reason that the anime is still allowed to be made is there was a small window of opportunity that they were able to make an 8-episode. Specifically 8 episodes or something, which is why the Amazon show is allowed to be made. And then for the anime, I think it was specific. It wasn't live action. Like there are so many lines of legality when it comes to the Lord of the Rings content. So this is all kind of wibbly wobbly in litigation. But it sounds like the rest of it's up for sale, and I'm sure Amazon's just gonna just chew it.
I fucking lost it. Next. I fucking lost what I was gonna say.
It's all good. New releases. Boba Fett. Let's go. Boba Fett season finale. Holy
This was dope. This was dope as fuck, dude.
There was so much.
Everybody's like, Star Wars is ruined and Boba Fett is ruined. And I'm like, dude, this was so fucking fun. Are you kidding me? Like, Boba Fett rides a Rancor. First of all. Second of all, Daddy Mando gets his little baby back. And I'm real excited about that.
So, like, my favorite thing about this whole the whole episode was bonkers, right? So he starts out
Yeah,
they're in the dune or the ruins of like that nightclub that got exploded at the end of episode 6. They're trying to figure out their plan.
My Twilight wife is dead.
Nice, yeah, right. And they're just trying to figure out their plan. Mando shows up and he's like, "Hey, man, it's all good. Freetown's showing up." Little they know, Cad Bane paid a visit, and shot the marshal, not killed, but shot. We all knew that because even the captions was like, "We got to get him to a hospital" at the end of that episode.
Yeah.
So if you had the captions on, you would have known he wasn't dead yet. So it's not a spoiler. But what I'm about to say is a spoiler. So that's why the banner's going up, bing, for the rest of the show. So we'll give you a 3, 2, 1. If you guys want to take a second to go turn this off, because we're about to talk some shit.
I love Star Wars right now, just so you know.
Yes.
Everything about Star Wars. I finished Clone Wars last week. I'm in halfway through Rebels right now. Ash and I bought like a asinine amount of money of Star Wars Legos last weekend. I built Luke's X-Wing. She built a Republic gunship. I'm in the middle of building the Razor Crest. I am fucking in on Star Wars. 100%. Go.
Now I love this boots on the ground version of the universe, because we're not, again, we had episode 6. It was all about Luke and Grogu and that kind of stuff, and we got, which by the way looked fantastic.
How about the fact that Luke is such a dickhole that he didn't even bother to accompany a child in his X-Wing and was just like, R2, just drop his ass off and fucking Tatooine.
Yeah.
Like, what an ass. Like, what a dick.
He's definitely the worst. I think out of all people in the Star Wars universe, he's the biggest kind of like didn't learn your lesson guy until it bites him in the ass every single time.
It really seems like that now, and I'm here for it as well.
But I like at least that this show didn't try to rewrite that about him. You know what
I
mean?
agree.
Like, there was an opportunity for them to go like, "Oops, let's not make him a complete shitbird." But you know what? He's got it. He's a shitbird. Because he's learning about himself. He's trying to learn about the Force. He's learning about these ways, and he thinks he fucked up last time because he didn't know this stuff about the Force. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, actually, no, the Force is wrong, and you're wrong, and continue.
I also just love Ahsoka Tano just like showing up and is like, yeah, whatever. What's up? I'm the best Jedi. I'm the best Jedi in the whole goddamn world, in the whole galaxy right now.
Yeah, and I'm so mad at his dad that I hooked up with him, and I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? One night stand. Peace. Take that, Annie.
I can't wait for her show. I think she's about to show down with Darth Vader in Rebels right now, and I'm about to lose my fucking mind. I'm so excited. She's the best character in Clone Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down.
Sure.
She's the best character in Clone Wars.
But no, so the show starts out, the ruins of that bar that exploded up. Cad Bane is talking to the Pike Syndicate, and they're talking about how, they totally destroyed Boba Fett's brain with like killing his Tusken family, and he thinks a biker gang did it, but really they did it. So they think the matter's resolved. So Cad Bane shows up, calls out Boba Fett, explains to him, you think the Pikes, or you think the biker gang killed your Tusken family? Well, it was actually the Pikes, and in your heart it's true, which goads Boba Fett. But Boba Fett does not take the bait. Fast forward a little bit. Now all of a sudden, they're drawn into conflict. He's got all of his people out in the 4 different parts of Tatooine and Mos Espa, and all of a sudden, those families that said they were going to be neutral decided they weren't, and sprung traps, started killing people, or trying to at least. The little green piggies got their demise over a cliff edge. Chris Stanton, he fought to his heart's content.
He got
and
fucked up.
The weird Chrome Dome biker gang half survived, half didn't. Thank you to Fennec Shand, who decided to show up
did
and
a real
save
weird
everybody
spin in the middle.
Yeah, that goober. I don't even know his name. I feel bad for calling him a goober, but everybody who I don't know and does something silly like that is a goober to me.
Apparently, Mando did it like 15 seconds earlier, and nobody has said anything about it.
Oh, really? Well, was Mando carrying a giant Wookiee on his back?
Apparently, he
who couldn't walk in the first place. But yeah, I definitely think it was a fun episode. My favorite part
was
was for me was what's her face? Oh God, Happy's gonna have to tell me her name again. The actress with the first hair.
Ming Na Wen.
No.
Oh,
I know her name.
Annie Potts. It's not Annie Potts. It's Annie something.
Annie. God damn it. Come on, chat. 20 seconds later, give me the information I need. Long story short, she shows up with Grogu and this little, like, I don't know, how would you call it, wagon? Like a little
like a rickshaw.
Yeah, right. Basically a rickshaw with a robot at the end of it. And of course, when Grogu lands in that X-wing, we see Grogu. We know he took the chainmail. And we all fist pump, right? Like, fuck you, Luke. Keep that goddamn swampy ass lightsaber. The whole time I was waiting for Grogu to like pick up or at least force wield the dark saber and just slice everything in half. Obviously, that did not take place. Instead, Mando tries to wield it himself yet again. He gets a little bit of Amy Sedaris. The reason I forget that name, Amy Sedaris, no offense, Amy Sedaris, is because it's so close to Jason Sudeikis in my mind. I categorize them side by side and just gets overpowered by Ted Lasso. So, but Amy Sedaris did a great job once again being like overly doting on Grogu. And then being there for the rest of the battle and just trying to like, I guess basically save Grogu where she could, and deliver him at the same time to Mando. And then you've got the assistant to the mayor who was trying to be this go-between.
Who just reminds me of Danny Putty. Like he just looks and talks just like Danny Putty, and it's really weird.
The only other person that could probably replace him in my mind besides Danny Putty might be the dad, Phil Dunphy from Modern Family.
Yeah, Ty Burrell.
Yeah, Ty Burrell. That would be the only other person like WTF? Why the face? Like he's out there like trying to like negotiate some terms. But the whole episode was great. The Rancor showing up. I completely forgot about the Rancor. It was like 3 episodes ago. We've had all this Mando stuff, and I think that was obviously done on purpose. It was designed to make you forget the intimacies of the stuff he had back at the palace. Right? He's got a ship. He's got that Rancor. And when it shows up and just starts going ham, fan-fucking-tastic. I love the showdown between Boba Fett and Cad Bane. The shootout, and then all of a sudden he just picks up his crooked stick and just beats the shit out of him, kills him. I think it was a nice, quick wrapping of that whole season, more or less. It showed he learned something, had some love involved in it, and then killed that guy who's been fucking with him for decades.
Someone said that getting a quick and non drawn out death in Star Wars is a good thing. Like no pomp and circumstance, no real room left to the imagination on whether they are alive or not. I mean, Cad Bane's dead. He's old by this time in the show.
Like for his species, they die at like 80. For his species,
he's like old
100.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's not like the Mace Windu effect where Mace Windu could have survived what happened in Revenge of the Sith. It's not like anything that's happened with Ahsoka. We know that Ahsoka survives Rebels. We know that she survives all the way past Return of the Jedi at this point. So I'm excited. I'm happy that they wrap the Cad Bane stuff up. I think that the Mandalorian and that the Book of Boba Fett can at sometimes suffer from too many things around them, too many extras in it, too many kind of callbacks. I didn't particularly need 2 full episodes regarding the Mandalorian in this, especially since it was the Book of Boba Fett. But I'm not complaining. I mean, they were fucking great. Everything to go with because you have the fact that the foundlings are the child of the Watch, and that you're not 100% sure that that's Death Watch from Clone Wars, like the actual cult Death Watch.
Right.
Which Bo-Katan Kryze was a member of Death Watch, and Maul led Death Watch. So
Right.
I'm really excited. Pedro Pascal already or somebody from fucking The Mandalorian season 3 teased Mando season 3 is going to be off the chain, which is awesome.
So one of the other things that I think we talked about a little bit, but not really dove into, was that the flashback that Grogu has, where he's seeing all the Jedi trying to defend him against the 501st or the Order 66, right? And
Yeah.
some really sleuth-eyed people have seen different emblems on the walls that it might have been to different things. Who do you think saved Grogu from the temple?
I think that it was. I feel like it wasn't a Jedi. And if it was a Jedi, it was Obi-Wan.
Nice.
Actually, I don't need. No, it can't be Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan was on a completely different planet at that point. I feel like it might be a Mandalorian warrior.
It's all about the angle for me. Right? It's always down
I don't know.
low. So
It's not Cal Kestis from Fallen Order because he's too young at that point. He would have been a child. It's not Cal Kestis' master. It's not any of the major Jedi. It could be Kanan Jarrus from Rebels. That's an option because he's around at that point. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I lied. It can't be Kanan Jarrus either. He's young. He's in the Bad Batch. He's with the Bad Batch during Order 66.
What's the name? What's the name of the chick from the Clone Wars? The evil Sith.
Asajj?
She's also
Ventress?
dual wielding. Yeah.
Yeah, Asajj. It could be Asajj Ventress. I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure that might have been her emblem that was spotted on the wall.
It could be.
The other idea people are throwing around is it was R2, because around the vision that he's seeing, it's very clouded, like the lens, R2's big ass lens. So
was R2
inside
on,
of R2?
Was R2 on Coruscant during that? I mean, I just don't know. If he was, he was, because he was with Anakin when Anakin killed all the younglings. I'm fairly certain. Yeah. Mike Mahaffey says Cad Bane's 100% not dead. He seemed pretty fucking dead, but apparently he's not.
Let's be honest.
Makes sense. I don't know.
It'd be a great plot twist, season 2. Boba Fett.
I don't need that though.
What now? He's in that banter tank, just breathing off of that thing, and then all of a sudden there's that red-eyed fucker. But no, I think I definitely am looking forward to season 2 of this. I know it's been renewed for season 2. There's no way this is the end of this.
I think so. There's no way that there's the end of it.
I enjoyed the season. To your point, I think there was a lot. They definitely leaned heavily on Mandalorian, right? And they also leaned a little bit on the Jedi stuff with Luke and Grogu and Ahsoka in there. But at the same point, they're also trying to launch Ahsoka's new series.
They are, yeah.
You've got to leave a little bit of a trickle trail with her. And there's so many new castings coming out for that series, so I'm sure they're putting a lot of eggs in that basket. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But I enjoyed the season for sure, and I look forward to the next one. But next up, I know you haven't seen this show pretty much at all. Peacemaker. I love this show, and
I heard it's so much fun.
It's dumb. I will watch it. It's stupid fun, man. Honestly, it's stupid fun. There's so much some lines feel a little bit drawn out, but that doesn't feel too stupid because those lines are meant to be funny, right? It's you have this panic and you feel this kind of the whole world's coming down around you, and all of a sudden you're somebody throws in a very long quip, and you're all right, that was funny, and then the panic resets back in. It's clearly not really taking itself too seriously. And I'm going to throw a spoiler up here, so Mahaffey, plug your ears if you care for this. Whoever else is listening to this, I know I've already spoiled it for my wife. Towards the end of this episode, as you might imagine, some things end, as they do at the ends of seasons. And towards the end of the season, in this end of this episode, Peacemaker keeps making jokes about different members of the Justice League, right?
I saw one about Green Arrow, which that he was a fucking brony.
Yes. So
that's pretty funny.
That one's funny because they're like, dude, you're always saying some like ridiculous shit about members of the JLA or whatever. He's like, well, that's true. And then somebody backs him up like, yeah, that's definitely true. He's like, he also said Aquaman fucks fish. And like, oh, I heard that's true too. Well, at the end of the episode, the JLA shows up. Superman's floating there. Wonder Woman's standing in shadow.
What?
Ezra Miller's there as the Flash. Jason Momoa's there as Aquaman.
What?
And as they're walking away from like the devastation behind them, Peacemaker's like, "Oh, way to fucking show up late as fucking usual. Go fuck some fish." And as he walks past Jason Momoa, Jason Momoa says, "He's like, I fucking hate that rumor." Ezra Miller says, "That's not a rumor." To which Jason Momoa replies, "Fuck you, Barry." And it just goes. That's it. Third full makeup and everything. If I'm lying, I'm dying.
This is at the end of the show?
Yeah.
Oh my god. This
dude,
makes me want to watch the show.
It was so awesome.
This is fucking hilarious.
Because they're sitting there goofing with each other. He's like, that's not a rumor. He's like, fuck you, Barry.
That's fucking awesome.
Obviously,
that's so cool.
They don't show Henry Cavill or Gal Gadot because they're not there. They're just like these floating figures.
Yeah.
But they were both full costume, full makeup.
That's
so cool.
Like, that's fucking hilarious. I'll watch the show.
Rumor.
Yeah, that's really good. Or I'll just watch that scene. That sounds really fun.
Honestly, the rest of it was pretty fantastic. I think the other parts I love about the show is just really the like call-outs. I've sent to you the breakdown of different characters that could have been framed instead of Peacemaker, yada yada. Bert and Ernie were called out as some of them. And he says those cunts from Riverdale, and one of the actors is from Riverdale, which is great. But it's definitely a lot of the same googly hilariousness you get from like Guardians of the Galaxy, but now in the DC universe. So, and even on the other side of that, James Gunn's other half is one of the main characters in the show.
Yeah.
So, he's doing his best work trying to make her look great. So everybody else rises with that same ship. Yes. Thanks for outing me, chat. My wife and I are going to try to learn the intro dance to the theme song and do it on TikTok as well. So look forward to that. Yeah. Do you really want to taste it? Guess what? This episode is brought to you by Tough Wraps. Do you know what code you could use at checkout to get 10% off?
I think it's joystick.
Does that apply to gear, apparel, and supplements?
It most certainly does, Ernie.
That's crazy. Are you sure?
Yeah, I would never lie to you.
How much percent?
Deals.
3%? 2%?
10%.
Oh my goodness, that's such a deal. Use code joystick at checkout. Stay tough. Final round. This is going to get weird. Let's go. By the way, Doctor Strange is our final round this week. Big old trailer just dropped. Another one, plus a TV spot dropped during the Super Bowl.
Yep.
This is the third, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the third title treatment for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The second one I saw was the words Doctor Strange were actually in the same typeface as Stranger Things, which I was like, who's falling asleep on this one? You can't just copy the word strange from Stranger Things. What are you doing? That's why they switched it up again. But the trailer for this looks bonkers.
Mike and I have been... I alluded to it earlier in the show. Mike and I, we were up till like 11 o'clock at night texting back and forth about this. I have some very serious concerns about this movie.
What parts? You're going to feel like you're on psychedelics, but you're not?
No, it has nothing to do with that. I don't like cameos just for fucking cameos. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't, like, and, Spider-Man No Way Home has been out since fucking December and it's February. So, all bets are off at this point.
That's why spoilers up this whole time.
Spider-Man No Way Home worked because it was still a Spider-Man story. And Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man No Way Home made sense to Tom Holland's character development. It wasn't just thrown in there because it's cool to have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in the movie.
Right.
I'm worried that, and Mike and I went back and forth about this a lot. I'm worried that Multiverse of Madness, while it's in the name, is going to rely too heavily on bringing in ancillary characters from other franchises and relying on them. We already know Patrick Stewart's in the movie as presumably Professor X.
Right.
And Mike and I went back and forth about Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, because Ian McKellen, as an incredible actor as he is, was a horrific Magneto. Not my Magneto. Magneto is my favorite X-Men and mutant of all time, and Ian McKellen was terrible.
You thought Fassbender was better, right? Obviously.
I liked Fassbender. Nobody has done it great. Like,
yeah,
Magneto
there's definitely somebody who.
I like Fassbender for what he was. He was still like, I mean, like Mike pretty much hit the nail on the head that he had no fucking charisma, and I get it. There are parts of Fassbender that I really liked. The whole scene in Argentina where he takes the knife and he throws it and he catches it back and then he stabs it in the dude's hand. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. There's a reason Magneto gets all these mutants to follow him. It's because of that charisma. It's that seduction that goes into it. Yeah.
So, and Magneto and Professor X, you know, Mike brought up something. He was like, what if they did Magneto and Professor X kind of like influenced by Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? And like, I have held on to that since he said that. And he was like, Yahya Abdul Mateen should play Magneto, and Lakeith Stanfield should play fucking X. And I was like, dude,
shit.
I would go broke. Are you fucking kidding me? That's like the best casting I've ever heard in my entire life. I would lose my fucking mind.
That'd be awesome.
I don't want this movie to just be cameos for cameos. Like, keep all of the X-Men from the Fox series out of this movie. I don't want to see Sophie Turner as Jean Grey. She was terrible. I don't want to see that fucking clown as Cyclops. I don't want to see Sean Ashmore as fucking Bobby Drake. I don't even want to see Ryan Reynolds in the movie as Deadpool. I want this to be a fucking Strange versus Wanda movie. Like, what I really don't, and I'm looking at the camera right now, I do not want Tom Cruise in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I do not want him in there.
What if he's only there to be killed? What if we get a cathartic moment where the first time in a long time, Tom Cruise is murdered?
Tom Cruise gets his ass whooped. I mean, so that whole picture and scene where it looks like Superior Iron Man has been like blown up to 8K, and it looks more like Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
Than it does.
I would love that to be
Tom
Kang.
Cruise.
I would love that to be.
I would love that to be. I would love it to be Kang.
Iron Lad. Fuck yeah, let's go.
But I want this movie to introduce Namor, as like an actual MCU character. I don't want a just Multiverse of Madness Reed Richards. I want like an actual Reed Richards to set up for the Fantastic Four movies, whether it's John Krasinski or not. Quite frankly, I love the idea of Glenn Howerton. That whole casting rumor that had went around that Glenn Howerton was up for fucking Reed Richards.
Pretty good.
More so than John Krasinski, because I see Glenn Howerton as just being an asshole. Reed Richards.
He's got
Reed
the vibes, man. We've talked about that before. He's got the wittiness. He's got the like easy to anger. He's got the same kind of like when he's smart in the room, you feel it. But also he could be just a crackpot at the same time.
But yeah, my concerns about this movie is I don't want a bunch of fucking cameo. Like, if they're falling through the multiverse and we see like you saw like in the trailer, you're gonna show the picture, the fucking X-Men cartoon, like awesome, all the what if stuff coming in.
Which by the way, you said what if, so it triggers me. I have to change the slide to be what if. And I guess that people have seen, you know, obviously the British Agent Carter Shield. I don't think she deserves to be on the council, and I hate to say that. It's very much somebody's going to perceive that as misogynistic, but these are the greatest minds in the multiverse, right? These are people who are defined to be genius level IQ and beyond. so smart that they're trying to be almost hermetical with their decisions, right?
I would
Like,
love them to keep the Illuminati. Like, make it regular, make it Stephen Strange, make it Professor X, make it Reed Richards, make it Namor, make it Black Bolt. I'd love to see Black Bolt. I think even Black Panther was on the Illuminati at one point. Bring in another actor to play back Black Panther, even if it's like Eric Killmonger as the What If Black Panther.
It already looks like Mordo is supposed to be there in at the council instead of Strange, because it looks like, based on the statue out front of this building when they show up, like, it looks like Strange is dead. So we're supposed to assume it's this version of Mordo. Obviously, we've seen glimpses of somebody with a staff walking across the council and then going to toe with Strange. Is Mordo doing that with the same staff? But we've been bamboozled before by trailers, and I think already we're getting that with this movie. So, like, we've seen two different versions of the same interaction already, with just Wanda in the field picking apples, with Strange walking up on her, and then we see the exact same interaction, not just a different background, a different color treatment, but Strange's beard is different. If you look at it, and granted, having said that, I'm among those people that like super zoom in on things, and it looks like the same beard treatment, but somebody's just taking the time to Photoshop out corners because the color treatment's just all fucked up. But at the same time, we've seen it before. We thought the Hulk was going to be in Avengers Infinity War, and then all of a sudden he wasn't, right? So, entire characters not being in a film, even though they're in the trailer, that's a great middle finger technique from the Marvel Studio people to keep you on your toes. So everything everybody's saying is with a grain of salt. I wouldn't be surprised if half the time Marvel's just leaking out like really grainy photoshops of characters just to keep us all like spinning on our ass and keeping us being interested. Because quite frankly, if you take 6 hours or 4 hours or whatever to make a shitty Photoshop and just really reduce the quality of the photo, throw it on the internet, and say it's from somebody at the studio, that's free marketing that's probably worth like $500,000. So, like, keep doing it.
Whereas on the flip side of that, DC is just leaking full-on set photos of fucking Keaton as Batman.
Dude. Don't even get me started on those photos of Batman. I appreciate Keaton. He still got it. From here up.
I'm guessing there's going to be some CGI.
I'd have to assume. Because everything below here is like, why is he wearing a trash bag? The stripes are there is like just to remind you there's supposed to be abdomen here. Like, it's definitely like everything when he's turning and walking, which totally makes sense. You don't have to do that. It's definitely meant to be just so he feels the presence of the suit on, right? But yeah, I digress. Let's see what chat's got to say. I see her being Mahaffey said he sees Carter being a founding member, considering that she has been part of the first person to travel through the multiverse, which makes sense. If we're talking about the What If being like unquantifiably, the first part of this break, and now we've got these years plus the movies and the cracks continue to grow, that makes total sense. And he would love it if the scene in the orchard is just a projection. Of course, that would be dope. Some people are like, huh? And then, of course, the projection is so good that it fools Strange, I think is what he meant. And then Wanda has already broken bad. Fuck yeah. I'm
ready for Wanda to be bad. I'm ready for Wanda to be bad.
I want her to be the fucking badass of this movie so bad.
I want her to fucking destroy.
I think there's a love for Wanda, and I think we as comic readers understand that the Scarlet Witch is, quite frankly, one of the most powerful
literally
beings in
one
the
of
universe.
the most powerful beings in the universe.
And we've all been waiting for her to really flex that muscle, and she's kind of done it with WandaVision, just a little bit. It's like a pinky finger amount of energy we think she has, and I would love to find out, for the universe to find out that, actually, she's been doing it this whole time, and
she's fucking.
You're living in this world. You've been watching 10 years of movies that Wanda allowed you to watch. That would be dope.
I'm excited for. I'm excited for the movie. Mike, when Mike and I were wrapping up our conversation the other night, and he was like, maybe just Phase 4 just isn't your bag, and I was like, I mean, it very well could be. It could be that Phase 4 just doesn't hit for me. I think that enough of Phase 4 has really hit for me. You know, the one like I liked WandaVision. I felt more aligned with Hawkeye. I love what's going on that side of the MCU, with Kingpin and bringing in Charlie Cox as Daredevil in Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yeah, which I didn't realize.
I love
by the way,
everything. Yeah,
I didn't realize, by the way, the reason they were able to put those in the movie, and I'm sorry to cut you off. The reason they were able to put that in the movie and in the show was because the Disney agreement with Netflix, come to find out, is like that Disney could not put those characters back in any Disney content or Marvel content because there was a statute that was like, we can only use those characters again after 2 years after a cancellation of the show or content they were creating. So the last time, I think it was 2019, the last time Daredevil was used, same thing with Kingpin. Fast forward 2 years later, now they can use it in Hawkeye and in the Spider-Man film.
Yeah.
So that's the reason March 1st is kind of like a chop. I think it's 2 years for everything coming to an end. So it's very, very interesting stuff. But to your point, I'm sorry to cut you off again.
No. And Mike said, "What if Wanda in normal clothes is another creation from Wanda, like when she created Vision?" I'm telling you, dude, like the whole Wanda shit, like it's all weird. Like nothing is what it seems in any of that trailer. I'm ready for her to just fuck shit up in the MCU.
Hell yeah, man! I would love to find out like that the book, not the Necronomicon. Obviously, that's
Darkhold.
Evil Dead. Darkhold. In each universe is different. And I would love to find out that she's been reading all of them from all of the universes that have been cracked and wide open, and she's beginning more and more powerful, more than she already is. And that becomes why the Illuminati is brought in, because they're the only people who tried to stop her in the first place. So,
and the Illuminati's got to be fucking strong. Like the Illuminati's got to be the strongest. So
that shit's, man. God, I again, if Tom Cruise is superior Iron Man, which makes total sense if it was, man. I mean, if it is Tom Cruise and the superior Iron Man, it would be the suit that allows his face to be shown. You're not going to put that Putin behind a mask. You know what I'm saying? He's always going to be out there.
He's not a good actor.
He's not, but he's got star power. And Scientology would pay a lot of tickets to see that movie. I mean, imagine that blockbuster. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what other trailers drop. There was so much content that came out this week. We didn't even get to touch on it, but we kind of did with the Batman stuff from Batgirl. I mentioned to you guys about Brendan Fraser being Firefly in that show. There's a lot of stuff coming out.
Uncharted comes out tomorrow.
Uncharted comes out tomorrow.
Ashley and I are going to see Uncharted tomorrow, so...
tell me what it's like to see I think he's 59 now, 59-year-old Mark Wahlberg going toe-to-toe with Tom Holland.
Fucking got it.
I don't know if you saw the Flip Cup interview with the two of them. Hilarious.
That's awesome.
It was both of them playing playing Flip Cup. They're just flipping cups like you would a solo cup. The female co-star, she's asking questions, and while they're talking and answering questions, they're supposed to be doing Flip Cup. Well, Tom Holland, clearly rookie, he's flipping that cup as high as Spider-Man could, and it's barely landing. But Mark Wahlberg, veteran drinker, is clearly just barely lifting his hand up, and it's flipping over like every time. Bing, bang. Yeah. I'm like, that's how you know. Because I'm sitting there going, like, my technique is the best technique. Is just lift your hand straight up. You don't have to do any, like, real muscle movement. Because that's what Tom Holland was doing. He's showing muscles. And he's just like, bop. There it is, bop. But yeah. Check that out. Oh, no.
That's a show.
Mahaffey just said Uncharted's getting slammed in reviews. I don't know if we have the... to come out midnight.
I typically like things that people don't like. I typically like things that people don't like. So.
Yeah. I'm going to watch it some way or another. And I'll be right there with you.
I had a gift card to AMC, so I will be watching it.
Oh, well, yeah. As you know, what we call here in RVA, West Tower is the worst tower or best tower because it's empty. So I'll probably watch it myself. So, but thanks again, Dom. Episode 32 in the bag. Not too long. Nice and tight. There was like 20
hour and
topics
40,
for
hour and
lightning 30 round. So thanks everybody for tuning in. As always, see you next time. I'm Ernie. This is Dom. Peace.
Peace.